What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. And our team we're going to be talking about is the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Kansas City Chiefs have won the Super Bowl for the second consecutive year and for the third time in, I believe, 5 or 6 years, because they won in 2020. They've third time in 5 years. So it's safe to say that this team is a dynasty. And, I mean, they just get shit done. They win games, and no matter what the case is, they just do it. Even this season, they had issues with their receivers dropping the passes all the time, and despite that, they still won the Super Bowl. Now, I do think they need to address that if they're going to win another Super Bowl, because teams get better in the offseason, and they obviously have a target on their back because of the fact that they won the Super Bowl, like any team would. But the fact that they won 2 in a row just makes that fact even more known. And they went out and got Marquise Brown in free agency to try and help with the receiving core. And they also drafted Xavier Worthy in the first round. Now, I do think Xavier Worthy was a bit of a reach, but, I mean, I'm not going to question this team. I mean, if there's one thing I've learned, I grew up watching the Patriots with their dynasty, and, I mean, there's a lot of things they did I didn't really think was smart, and they still won, like, 6 Super Bowls, so obviously they know more than I do. And that's how I'm going to take this approach with the Chiefs. I'm not going to say it's stupid because they probably are going to win another Super Bowl this year. And he's going to catch the game-winning touchdown or something like that. So, I mean, there's really no sugarcoating it. This team is just going to keep winning and winning until another team can step up to the challenge and stop this team. I mean, they might struggle a little more this season if they don't fix their receiving core. Because if there's a couple of things that this team can work on, the receivers are definitely one thing. I mean, Rashee Rice is pretty good. He's not going to be playing for the first half of the season, though. That's not a great situation. Isaiah Pacheco's pretty good. He's a running back, though, but he's been really good for the 2 seasons he's been on the Chiefs. Travis Kelce's obviously a Hall of Fame tight end, and he had a bit of a down year last season, but I mean, it was still a very good season for a tight end. I believe he had just under 1,000 yards, and that was actually the first time he didn't have 1,000 yards, I think, since Patrick Mahomes has been on the team. So, yeah, definitely more of a defensive showing than an offensive showing for this team, because as iffy as their offense was, their defense was phenomenal. They had one of the best defenses in the league, and that was what basically brought them to the Super Bowl. I mean, obviously their offense with Patrick Mahomes didn't hurt, but it was really their defense that was the strong suitor this season. It was specifically their pass defense that was really good. I know their run defense wasn't amazing, but their pass defense was phenomenal. And, I mean, they just figured out a way to win another Super Bowl. They're the top dog in the NFL, and that's going to remain the fact until another team steps up to do something about it. Oh yeah, by the way, for this game, I'm the Chiefs on the right, so the team that's kicking off, that's me. So the team that's on defense right now, just figured I'd bring that up since both of us are using the Chiefs. But I mean, yeah, this team, they had to get rid of Marquez Valdes-Scantling, who he wasn't amazing, but he did make a couple of clutch catches in the playoffs. And they also had to get rid of L'Jarius Sneed. And I don't think it's a huge deal, but it definitely is going to hurt not having him on the defense because he was one of their better players. I don't think he was their best player by any means, but he was still a solid player that definitely hurt to lose. So they definitely have to fill that void. We'll see if they can do that. I believe they will because it's the Chiefs. And let's see, who else did they? I think they still have Kadarius Toney, which that's a bit of a surprise because he was awful last year. He dropped every pass he was thrown, well, at least most passes he was thrown, and he literally cost the Chiefs some games. Like in week 1, there were some balls that he was wide open that would have like put him in field goal range. There was a ball that he was thrown and it literally popped up in the air and was picked off by a defender. So it's like solely on him because it was right into his hands too, but he just couldn't make the catch. Let's see. There was also the game against the Bills where like he lined up offsides and they ended up getting a touchdown, but it didn't count because he was offsides. I remember that game. That game was amazing because most of you probably know, I hate this fucking team with all of my heart because they're in my division, they keep winning, and they always beat the Broncos, and it's just, I have every reason to not like this team. But I'm not going to spend the whole video criticizing this team because the reality is, I mean, they win games, they win Super Bowls, they do what other teams set out to do, and they do a good job with it. They get a little lucky with officials and stuff, but I can't say, like, that's the sole reason why they win. I mean, they've got the best quarterback in the game, the best tight end in the game, one of the best defenses in the game. And, I mean, it's not like those players are going anywhere. I mean, Travis Kelce might retire in a couple of years, but Mahomes, he'll figure it out. I mean, I know having Travis Kelce on the team is definitely a little bit of a cheat code due to the salary cap and not having to pay him as much as receivers because they don't have any receivers that need, like, a lot of money. They used to have Tyreek Hill. And that was when that team's offense was really unstoppable. And I thought when Tyreek Hill went to the Dolphins, I thought this team was going to take a step back. But, I mean, they proved me wrong. They won 2 Super Bowls. The 2 seasons he hasn't been on this team, they've won 2 Super Bowls. So they've just proven to me that they don't need him. And that's just how it is. And, I mean, the reason they didn't pay Tyreek Hill, it's just because they knew it wouldn't be smart in the long run, and I gotta give him props. I definitely thought it was dumb to let Tyreek Hill walk because, like, I thought he was the piece that was holding their offense together, but clearly Mahomes is just that guy. It has nothing to do with who's around him. I mean, it might have helped him develop, but the fact is he can get stuff done no matter who's on the team. I mean, that was proven this year. That was proven the year before. He won MVP despite not having any receivers. I mean, Travis Kelce had over 1,000 yards, but none of his receivers had over 1,000 yards. And he still won MVP and threw over 5,000 passing yards. And obviously, most importantly, won the Super Bowl. And I mean, that was the season before. No one really talked about the receivers being an issue because, I mean, they just won games. They weren't looking sluggish or anything. They just won games and they got it done. But this season, everyone was talking about receiving issues. Now, I don't think it was as bad as people played it out. I know Kadarius Toney was really bad. But I think other than that, I mean, their receivers weren't like that bad. I mean, they had Rashee Rice. He was pretty good. He was a rookie. And he's unfortunately not going to be on the team for the first half of the season due to his car crash hit and run incident. And he was pretty good. He had over 1,000. Travis Kelce was still pretty good. He also had Isaiah Pacheco to hand the ball off to. So, I mean, but other than that, I mean, there's really not much on that offense. But, I mean, that's not horrible. I mean, the drops from some of the receivers were bad, but the receiving core in general was not as bad as people played it out. And not to mention, his offensive line is pretty good too. So, not amazing, but not as bad as people played it out, in my opinion. And, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm just good at picking out flaws in this team because of how much I don't like them. But that's just my opinion on how I think this is. And I think that's about what I need to say for the Chiefs. I talked about how they're a dynasty, and can they remain the dynasty? That's the question of this season. And until a team can prove to me that they can beat this team in the playoffs when it matters, because the Bills can't do it, the Bengals have done it, but they've only done it like once. And let's see, the Patriots could do it, but they're not really a dynasty anymore. No Tom Brady, no Belichick, no one on that team that was there. They're starting a new era. And I mean, the Texans haven't played the Chiefs in the playoffs yet. They're a young and emerging team. They could maybe give the Chiefs a run for their money. You've got the Ravens, who lost to the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. I mean, they did shut down Mahomes in that game, but their offense just didn't look very good. And I guess that's just a credit to the Chiefs' defense. Just like I said, they've just been really good all year. And I mean, until a team can figure out how to stop this team when it matters the most, yes, this team can keep winning games. Yes, this team can keep winning Super Bowls. And I mean, it doesn't matter if they don't have the greatest receivers or the greatest defense. They have the greatest quarterback in the NFL. They have the greatest tight end in the NFL. And they're just going to get their shit done when they need to. It doesn't matter who's on the team. They could have as long as they have Mahomes and Kelsey, they could have 9 toddlers on offense. They'll still get it done. They could have 11 of the worst defenders on defense. They'll still get it done. Not to mention they have Andy Reid, because he is another one of the greatest head coaches. He probably is the best head coach. He probably is the best head coach in the NFL. I mean, I think he is. And they just got that trio that's going to keep winning games, and they've got a couple of pieces around him. That's just enough, and no team is going to stop him, because they just don't have the it factor like this team does. It's exactly like the Tom Brady, Bill Belichick thing. And that's just how it's going to be until a team decides to step it up and stop this team. So yeah, the question to my thumbnail, will the Chiefs continue their dynasty this season? Yes, they will, because, I mean, no team's going to stop them. And I don't see that happening anytime soon. Or maybe when Travis Kelce retires, but I mean, even then, I still don't think they're going to be awful. I mean, I think they'll still be a Super Bowl contender. They just won't be as good as they are now. But then again, that's exactly what I said when Tyreek Hill was off the Chiefs. I said they were going to take a step back, and technically they did on offense, but it doesn't matter because they still did enough to win a Super Bowl because their defense got better, and their offense didn't exactly fall off a cliff by any means. But, I mean, yeah, nothing is going to change. They're going to win another Super Bowl probably this year, unless a team decides to step it up. And, I mean, that's really all I got to say. Let's see. Madden, we'll look at this game. Currently, we're tied at 14, and we have the ball. We just get a reception there by Travis Kelce. 46-yard line. And it's a play-action pass. Mahomes back to pass. He's going to throw a deep pass to Noah Gray, but he drops it, and it's picked off by Justin Reed, who is actually on the Chiefs because we're playing the Chiefs. And yeah, that play that just happened is exactly like the Kadarius Toney play I mentioned earlier. It literally thrown right to him, popped in the air, and it went to the defender's hands instead because it popped in the air. But I digress. My opponent has the ball. It is 3rd down and 5. And it looks like I'm doing something. I can't remember exactly what it was. I'm switching up the receiving core because I want to have Mecole Hardman as my number 1 because he has 96. I'm putting Marquez Valdes-Scantling in there too because I just know the speed is going to kill, especially with this team. 3rd down and 5, Mahomes rolling out. He's going to throw. Pass is caught by Travis Kelce, as that was very bad defense on that part. We almost got up a touchdown. Touchdown saving tackle there. but it's going to be at the 21, right outside the red zone for the Chiefs, the opponent Chiefs. First down and 10, Pacheco's going to run this, and he is untouched. He gets an easy touchdown, one of the easiest touchdowns you'll ever see for a running back. And the Chiefs that I'm against are up by 6, potentially 7 if they make the kick, and they do. And we'll see if Mahomes on my team can make some magic happen, as we're going to get the ball back, see if he can take care of the football, make some Mahomes-like magic, and get a touchdown, because we need one. And he gives the Chiefs what they need when they need it the most. First down and 10 at the 15. Mahomes back to pass. And he's going to throw a deep pass to Mecole Hardman. Pass is caught as he burns both his men and gets a touchdown. Yeah, you see why I made him my wide receiver 1? That's why. Because he burns like everyone. We're going to go for 2 and we get it. Marquez Valdes-Scantling with a good catch there. And now we're up by 1. Holmes on the other team has to work his magic and see if he can make something happen, as he's going to also take this out of the end zone, see if he can get a return, and he cannot. Well, we didn't get a return, but, I mean, that's essentially what it looked like we got due to the speed by Mecole Hardman. Pass is caught for a 2-yard gain. It'll be second down and 8. Mahomes back to pass. He's going to throw. Pass is caught by Travis Kelce, and he's going to be down at the 37. And that is going to end the third quarter. We're up by 1. Fourth quarter is going to be interesting. Mahomes versus Mahomes. Which Mahomes is going to make the magic happen? First down and 10. Mahomes is going to throw a deep pass, and it is caught by MVS, as he does get tackled at the 2-yard line. Good hustle by Trent McDuffie, because MVS is pretty fast. But I can't say the same for our run defense, as we gave up another touchdown. Our run defense has been really bad in this game. As the Chiefs go for 2, they get it. And now we're down by 7 again. We'll see what we do here. And what I want to do here is I want to try and milk a little bit of clock, so that way we don't give them the ball back, because we have not been able to stop this guy at all. I mean, he hasn't really been able to stop me either, but I would rather we just get a score like when the time is about to end, just so we don't try. We don't try and play defense again, because that's not exactly what we've been successfully doing. It's been our offense. First and 10, this is a 1-yard loss by Pacheco. Second down and 11, Mahomes back to pass. All kinds of time. Open is Mecole Hardman Jr., and he is going to get a first down, and that is going to stop the clock because he went out of bounds. We're going to hand off to Pacheco again, and he gets down to the 30. It'll be second down and 5. We'll take this to the 2-minute warning, and we'll see if this guy will call timeouts to stop the clock. Second down and 5. Mahomes is going to throw a pass that's caught by MVS, purposely staying in bounds, and he's going to be down at the 17. And it is first down and 10. My guy's not calling timeouts, as it's a 2-yard loss by Pacheco. Second down and 12. Mahomes back to pass. Going to roll out to the left. Going to roll out to the right. Oh, he's running everywhere. He just throws this away. That was not a good situation. Impressive enough that he threw the ball away, though. Third down and 12. Mahomes' throw pass is caught by Kelce, but he purposely stays out of the end zone. And my opponent's still not calling timeouts. First down and goal. Mahomes is going to rush in, and he doesn't get it. There's 3 seconds left. Oh, this is interesting. Second down goal, we hand off Noah Gray, and he gets a touchdown with 2 seconds left in the game. It looks like we're going to go for 2. It all comes down to this. If we get this, we most likely win the game. Mahomes is going to hand off to Isaiah Pacheco, and he just gets the 2-point conversion. And just like that, it looks like we're going to win this game, assuming we don't give up some return here or anything. He just waves his hand. They're going to get one more play, barring a penalty. See if they can work some real Mahomes magic. First and 10, Mahomes is going to chuck it deep to Mecole Hardman, and it is knocked away. And just like that, the Chiefs will win this game by a singular point. And yeah, I guess we won 2 games with the Chiefs, because we won that Panthers game and then this game. As man, oh man, I honestly did not expect to win that game, this game right here, because our defense could not stop a nosebleed. And our offense, even our offense wasn't like amazing, but we got our stuff done. We figured out how to win. We did a very Chiefs win, as I'll probably mention, because they had adversity. They did what they needed to do, despite how ugly it looked. They won the games. Their defense was pretty bad, though. It looks like 4 interceptions, though. If there's one thing they did get a lot of, it was interceptions. But, I mean, that's all I got for this video. Thank you so much for watching if you've made it this far. And for my next video, I'm going to be using the Indianapolis Colts, talking about them. I mean, this team, not a bunch to talk about due to the fact that they're the best team and everyone knows that. But I digress. See you next time. Thank you for watching. Peace out.